Top of the morning, top of the morning. What's up, y'all? Straight to the point. Sports and entertainment. Hope everybody feeling all right this morning. Sugar Queen, I see you in the building. 10 toes down. Hope you all right this morning. What's up with it, Ted? I see you in the building, man. Gonna have a little verbal jujitsu this morning. A little verbal new ninjutsu. Make sure y'all hit that like button, sub to the channel too, if you're not a member. And also hit them notifications as well. Yeah, it's looking like it, Ted. It's looking like it. And can't just talk about the Celtics. You got to throw the Bucks in there too, because they got exposed as well. But we definitely gonna get in. We definitely gonna get into all that, man, for real. How's everybody feeling, man? Well, you know what, Ted? I never, Joe Mazzulla, man. He's not the defensive coach that Ime Udoka was, and Sugar can attest to that. If you look at Ime Udoka and you look how he turned things around, how he culture shocked Houston, then you'll understand why it's such a loophole. They have the thing about it though, they have defenders, but everybody's not locked in, and I know my brother True the King will probably give me some pushback on that. Shout out to True the King, but their defense isn't as good as it was last season. I mean, you know what, man? I'm trying to give a prime example here. Um, they're gonna end up being like kind of like the Suns, how they were when they had Mike D'Antoni. Not so bad though. At least with the Suns, though, I know everybody thinks that like the 7 seconds or less back in the days that D'Antoni system that he was running, it was all completely dominated by offense and everything, which a big percentage of it was. But they had defenders, especially when they ran into a team like the Lakers or like the Spurs. Unfortunately, they always had their number. But they showed some ability to defend, but they just could never get over the hump, and that was because D'Antoni wasn't a defensive coach. Make sure you hit the light when you come into the door. Well, Sugar. The thing about it is the Celtics are everybody. Listen, the Celtics and the Bucks are under the most pressure to get it done this season. Okay, and let me tell you why. Everybody's got their eye on Jaylen Brown. Okay, everybody's got their eye on Jaylen Brown. What move is he going to make, especially after that post that had came out and the post that was liked by Jaylen Brown. Okay. You know how someone had stated that Jaylen Brown, if he was, able to get more touches and have the ball in his hand more and be kind of the vocal point of the offense, then he would be, an MVP candidate. So you don't think that that's in the back of his mind? Yeah. See, they had Sean Marion. A lot of people don't look at this, Ted, but Amari Stoudemire actually was a pretty decent defender. Um, he could be a solid rim protector. We got to realize. I mean, everybody act like Amari was 6'7" or something like that. No, Amari was damn near a 7-footer, man. He's like 6'10", 6'11". So he could play the forward position and the center position. And sometimes Garnett probably won't admit this, and neither will Duncan. But he gave them problems. A young Amari, he gave them problems on offense and somewhat on defense. Even though Duncan would still get his do his thing, but Garnett had problems with a young Amari in the beginning. I remember when Garnett and Amari Stoudemire used to go at it. They were dunking on each other and everything, man. Really going at it. Yeah, Roger Bell. I used to like Roger Bell. I like how he used to um, lock up guys, man. Um, Kobe Kobe even gave paid. He gave him his props, man. Roger Bellman was a tough, tough, tough defender, and I don't think he gets a lot of credit. But yeah, to Sugar's point, yeah, it's in the back of his mind. It's in the back of his mind, baby, because you know I like Jalen Green. Honestly, you probably would be mad at me, Sugar. I'm gonna tell you something. I would want Jalen Green over at the Sixers. I would take him. I would take him right now over Paul George because of health. Had Jalen Brown been hurt, yeah, a little bit, but not as much as Paul Pierce. I mean Paul George, and he hasn't suffered a devastating injury like Paul George that kind of has set him back. Do I sound right? That's what I need. Yeah. Make sure y'all hit the like when y'all come in here, man. Yeah, I'm up this morning. You said Amari versus Weber was a classic matchup. Yeah, but Weber, man, he was. You know what, Chad? I got to go Garnett on that one though, because Weber was kind of. He was kind of. He was kind of going down a little bit, man, when Amari had came in. What Amari? I think Amari came in in '02, I think it was. It was '02, '04. What draft was Amari in? Yeah, he came in '02. Man, I still got my mind. You know what I'm saying? Sugar be up in there, get it right. Should be making me be on my toes, man. I'll be trying. Um, but yeah, he came in '02, so Weber was kind of after that, Ted. After that other championship. When after the Sacramento days, and then Weber, he still had some left in the tank, but Garnett was still at his peak. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Weber was a different animal. Yeah, that's facts. And a lot of people feel like he should be a Hall of Famer. Come on, man, get the likes up, y'all. Hit them likes. And make sure y'all share this video, please. I want it to be heard. We haven't even got to the nitty gritty. Oh yeah, I'm gonna be with y'all, man. I'm gonna be with y'all, man. It's we got for those of y'all that celebrated Easter weekend coming up, so I'm gonna be constantly coming out with some bangers. I've been coming out with bangers left and right. Um, got some more information that's going on regarding this whole Diddy and 50 Cent mess and all that stuff. We're gonna get into that, but Weber still. Make sure you hit the like when you come in here. All right, hit that like. You said you were 14 in '02. Okay, Weber. But you know what though? I'm gonna tell you something, Ted. That wasn't his fault. That wasn't his fault. That wasn't his fault, man. Man, nigga, your name is Cypress, man. You ain't no damn lust demon, nigga. Yeah, if you a lust demon, nigga, you know what I think about a lust demon? A lust demon, man, be on there on Pornhub. But I think now that they done shut Pornhub down and shut all these porn sites down and stuff, you know what I'm saying? I think you're gonna have to rename your name now, man. I'm messing with you. Y'all go sub to Cypress TV. Um, Look, man. Uh, what's it called? I wouldn't want to talk about it either because it wasn't Weber's fault. One of the coaches had told him on the sideline to call timeout, and they clearly didn't have any timeouts. Now, the thing about it is okay, I'm looking at it from a standpoint back then in college, especially in college, in the way that you when you played the point guard position, who was the point guard on the team? It was Jalen Rose, okay? So there's a lot of people that felt like Jalen Rose should have came and, got the ball or whatever because the point guard usually knows how many timeouts we have to give up. And the point guard's pretty much supposed to know everything. He's supposed to know how many fouls each guy has. He's supposed to know where those guys are supposed to be at on the court because, like I said, he's the extension of the coach. You know what I'm saying, on the floor. Well, I mean, anybody could get a high body count when you're looking at X videos, man. Shoot. Yeah, let's see, man. On X videos, I got Jada Fire. I can't name them all. I got Cherokee Diaz. I got, you know what I'm saying? Anybody can have a high body count if you're looking at OnlyFans. Man, Cypress know I'm gonna get on his helmet, man. Especially, man, especially how I've been right in this tournament, man. I've been on key. And tonight we gonna see. I hope H-Town wins, but I hope we win at the same time. Will the Hawks make the playoff? A porn specialist. Hey, look, man. Hey, ain't no wrong with it. Nah, man, but man, after a while, man, you gotta. There's some guys that's really addicted to that stuff, though. Like I think Kurt Franklin. Kurt Franklin was addicted to porn. I didn't know that, and Terry Crews was addicted to porn. You got Houston winning it all. Yeah, I got Houston and UConn in the championship. I said Arizona, but they got knocked off, man. Arizona got knocked off, and UNC done got knocked off. They done messed up the bracket. Man, that was a good game last night too. That was a damn good game. Did y'all watch it last night? UConn, but see the thing about UConn, I saw some things, Cypress, about UConn that could potentially, man, because hey, Cypress, you right there in the city, man. That young point, watch, you're gonna see that dude tonight, man. The point guard for H-Town. H-Town got a squad, man. The Cougars, they got a squad, man. They got a squad. Salute, Jen 617. I didn't catch you in there. Make sure y'all get the lights up. Okay, listen, man. Let's get right into it. All right. Draymond Green, man. Draymond Green. Now, I want to give a shout out to the brothers Dreamers Pro. Go sub to his channel, and also give a shout out to Too Raw for TV. Definitely go sub to his channel. And Ticket TV. Definitely go sub to all of his platforms too as well. All of their platforms, rather. Now, listen, man. I know Draymond, man, is seen as this monster and this terror and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not defending everything that Draymond does, like I said, and I have to talk about this situation because a lot of people aren't really breaking things down when it comes to Draymond versus some of the past hotheads in the NBA. Okay. Draymond, of course, he had Steph Curry damn near in tears. You know what I'm saying? Steph Curry up in there about to cry like Heavy D on Life and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn it, man. Up in there crying like R. Kelly in the interview with Gayle King and stuff, man. I know you do. I know you do, Brown Sugar. And if you look at if you see my thumbnail, it's ironic that I'm talking about both of these guys, and I'm gonna get to 50 Cent in just a minute. But 50 Cent's favorite player is Draymond Green. Okay, a lot of y'all don't know that, but if you go down and you go look at the list, okay, let's talk about technical fouls, right? Draymond Green is not in the top 10. Okay. Karl Malone leads all time in technical fouls. Okay. And I think it's with 332. Then next is Charles Barkley. Then you have Gary Payton. And then on the list, you got guys like, Russell Westbrook is on that list. Okay. They got a lot of guys on that list. Dennis Rodman is on that list. And I'm talking about in the within the 10. Draymond Green is not on that list. Okay. So let's just put that in perspective. Karl Malone, everybody wants to sit up here and act like he was so quiet. We all know the stuff that went on off the court, but I'm not going to get into that. But we're just talking about strictly on the court. Karl Malone got a whole hell of a lot of technical fouls, and it was for the stuff that he was doing. Karl Malone was elbowing people. You saw what he did to Isaiah Thomas. He would constantly elbow people, and he took a lot of cheap shots too. Everybody talks about, Draymond Green taking all these shots and stuff like that. Karl Malone was a master at that. People hated playing against Karl Malone. Playing against Karl Malone. You know what, Ted? I really don't. I don't think that is, because if he's a double agent, he would have been doing it. Listen, that double agent stuff, I don't particularly agree with, man. I know he's with Clutch Sports and all of that stuff, man, but I don't particularly agree with that, because we can't help the diminishing play of Klay Thompson. Okay, let's talk about what's wrong with the Warriors, because everybody wants to talk about how Draymond is destroying the Warriors and stuff. And look, and this is just my opinion, okay? We can't help the diminishing play of Clay. We can't help the diminishing play of Clay Thompson, okay? Okay? He's diminishing as a player, and like I say, he's diminishing as a player, and like I said, Clay Thompson is my favorite player on the Warriors. Okay, we can't help that you have players on there who can't stay healthy. Draymond Green happens to be one of them guys, and he has his back issues again that are flaring up. Okay, and he's already came out on record and talked about that. Steph Curry has gotten hurt, and of course you got Andrew Wiggins that's going through personal problems too as well, right? Then on top of that, a double agent isn't gonna help your ass getting blown out by 52 points by Brown Sugar Celtics. Okay, that's not double agent. You understand what I'm saying? That don't add up. Okay. Draymond has been doing this for quite some time. I know Steph Curry, but Steph Curry has gotten frustrated with Draymond before, and the team has gotten frustrated with him before. He's gotten into it with Kerr. Man, these guys are like brothers. But can we go? Let's go down history again, okay? You know, he's the glue of the Warrior. Yeah, he is. And the thing about it is they want to make Draymond this big monster, talking about, oh yeah, it's time for him to go, all this other stuff. Listen, if the Warriors don't win this season, they're likely going to break the team up. But it doesn't have nothing to do with Draymond Green. These guys are old. I mean, they're old in the sense of wear and tear old. They're not old by age. They're basketball wear and tear old, if that makes any sense. They got a lot of mileage on them. You know what I'm saying? You got to think about it. If you go back, what were we always talking about when we go back in the 2000 teens? Warriors. We're still even talking about them now. Warriors. They're still relevant, and they won a championship just a season ago. So these guys they have a lot of mileage on them, and then on top of that, they got to look towards the future. They have to look towards the future. I know people think that Steph Curry's gonna play till 45 and stuff like that, but he's not guaranteed that because Steph Curry is 36, and although he plays a style of game that is conducive of staying in the game a long time, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, being on the floor a lot, he's still aging. Right. It's like dog years, Ted. It's like dog years. And what we have to understand, man, is they have to look towards the future. Like I said, I stand by this. I think that Kaminga is going to be that next guy because Kaminga is the guy that's really hooping. As soon as Kaminga gets his shooting together, because he can already defend, he's a solid defender out on the perimeter, and he does a lot of different things that don't show up on the stat sheet. He's always there. He's always committed. He always shows up and stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's what they really truly want out of Wiggins. But Wiggins has taken a kind of a step back, man, since everything had went on. And when they won that championship in 22, Wiggins was the important piece. There were some people that felt like Wiggins had a shot at the Finals MVP, but of course they're going to give it to Steph because he was deserving of it too for his phenomenal play. Yeah, but Curry is still balling, man. Curry to he's held them down pretty much. Curry has really been the most besides Kaminga, they've been the most consistent guys. Even Kevon Looney is doing a solid job. But to get back to what I was saying, you got Kevin Garnett. Kevin Garnett is on that list. You got Dirk Nowitzki that's on that list. I'm talking about people that lead in technical fouls. You got Dennis Rodman that's on that list. Russell Westbrook is on that list. Okay, you don't see Draymond on that list of the people that have the most technical fouls. Now, who had the longest suspension? I bet everybody don't know that. I know people gonna Google it. The person that has the longest suspension, of course, is Ron Artest. What's up with it, Matt? I see you in the building. Um, he had 86 games. Then also you had OJ Mayo. He had I think it was like 146 games or something like that. And then you had a few others that had long game suspensions. Of course, you got Ja. And the thing about it is let's talk about this for a sec. The reason why I'm not gonna be all on Draymond and jump on the Draymond smear campaign team. I said pancake. Can't talk. Campaign team is because Draymond hasn't had any issues off the court. He hasn't. However, Dennis Rodman had issues off the court. Dennis Rodman, as much as I like Dennis Rodman, my starting power forward, he had issues off the court. Okay. And Gary Payton is on that list too. He was up there. People forget that Gary Payton was a hothead. Vernon Maxwell, he had issues off the court. Okay. I don't think people understand that. They had issues off the court. When we talk about dealing with alcohol and stuff like that and stuff going on, and I know life happens and stuff like that. But all of this stuff that takes place with Draymond is happening on the court. Yeah, Sean Kemp, but Sean Kemp wasn't really a hothead. He just was dealing with demons. Sean Kemp was really quiet, man. He took care of his work. He did his business. He was quiet. He was dealing with fighting demons. Um, you know, Crittenden. Uh, Man, let's go. Even AI, man. I like Bubba Chirk, but he had his fair troubles outside of the court. Mookie Blaylock had issues outside of the court, but you don't hear that about Draymond. Now Draymond is up on the list. He's right behind. He just passed Charles Barkley for the most ejections. Charles Barkley had 16. Now Draymond got 19. The most in history is Rasheed Wallace, and he's at 25. People forget like Rasheed Wallace, man. They act like Rasheed Wallace was a saint compared to Draymond Green. He's a saint. He never took it out on players and none of that other stuff. Because what I could say about Rasheed Wallace is actually he was trying to be a peacemaker a lot of times. You know what I'm saying? He would try to stop people from fighting and stuff like that. His issue was the refs. And if they're gonna talk about all this stuff that Draymond used to say to the refs, go back and look what Charles Barkley used to say to the refs. Go back and look what Charles Barkley used to say to the media. Yeah, Spreewell and Kermit Washington. But you know what though? But on Spreewell's, I'm glad Brian Shaw talked about um, Latrell Sprewell, that incident, because he was able to really put out there that um, they had a gag order not to speak on because Brian Shaw was on the Paul George podcast, and he would talk about the gag order that they had not to talk about that PJ Carlissimo situation. And the thing about it is Latrell never got none of the guys never got a chance to really truly tell the story of what happened. What happened? The media took it and ran with it, and all of a sudden you just had this black cloud on Latrell Sprewell. And shout out to Latrell Sprewell, because Alabama, man, they knocked off UNC. He played for Alabama too. So we gotta stop acting like Draymond. You okay? Did you hear about the situation, or did you see the stuff that went on with him and Jordan Poole? Yeah, of course you did. Of course you did. It's all on social media. This is the social media era. Okay, and that information had got leaked. If if that fight wouldn't have never got leaked, nobody would even really be. They would just be talking about normal stuff. Oh yeah, that's Draymond. He just getting he getting tossed again. Nothing new. That's just Draymond. But the fact that they got leaked, everybody feels like Draymond is responsible for Jordan Poole and the downfall of Jordan Poole. Everybody feels like Draymond Green he's responsible for the downfall of the Warriors and stuff like that. They want to put Draymond Green as the poster child for technical fouls and for ejections and stuff like that. And the only thing that you could say is that he's close to ejections, which is 25 for Rasheed Wallace, but he's not leading all time in no technical fouls and none of that other stuff. He's not even nowhere on the list. So we got to realize what we're saying, and a lot of this stuff, man, is because does Draymond rub people the wrong way? Yeah, he do. He does, man. He gets under the skin of a lot of people, or whatever. But as much as a lot of people don't like Draymond, they would like to have him on a team. I bet you. I'm not talking about this version of Draymond, because he has taken kind of a step down a little bit, but I guarantee you a 15 Draymond, Ted, you would like to have him on the Lakers. Sugar, you would like to have him on the Celtics. Cypress, you would like to have him on the Spurs. And I'm not talking about as no main player. We know that Draymond can't lead no team. I mean, he's a leader. He's a leader. You know what I'm saying? He's a vocal leader. I will give Draymond that. But he also does a lot of dumb shit too as well. You know what I'm saying? I'm able to be objective about these guys. Yeah. Yeah, and he also got the record. He also had the record that can never be broken. The only player to have so many points, assists, rebounds, and blocks in a single season. Now we all know that Wilt Chamberlain, if they would have counted that, back then, that would have been Wilt Chamberlain's record. But Draymond got it. Draymond going to another team would hurt the Warriors. He know. Yeah, exactly. See, Ted, there you go again with that. Dun 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 dun. The double agent. We gonna start calling Draymond Get Smart. Y'all don't know nothing. Yeah. Y'all don't know nothing about Get Smart, man. Man, you take the shoe off, man, and you use your shoe as a cell phone and stuff, man. See, that's old school. Y'all don't know nothing about that Nick at Night, man. Y'all don't know nothing about that, man. Y'all don't know nothing about that. Yeah, Get Smart. Get Smart. They had I remember Logan 1. I remember Dragnet. See, that's old school, man. Yeah, Dragnet. And I used to think that those shows were boring, and the reason why I used to watch them because my grandfather would be up, man. He'd be up at my grandfather was in the military, so he would be up. He really couldn't sleep all that good, you know what I'm saying? And so I would be up too. And he wouldn't even trip. I would just sit there and watch them shows with him or whatever, be playing with my toys and all that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Those were the shows. And then after a while, I started watching them. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Sugar Mama, I was up in there watching Murder, She Wrote and In the Heat of the Night and all that stuff. Quincy, MD, yeah. You know what? That reminds me, Ted. I was looking at Dr. Quinn Medicine Woman the other day. You know what I'm saying? I was like, damn, I hadn't seen that. I hadn't seen that in a long time. Dr. Quinn Medicine Woman. I like all these shows, man. I can't believe I used to watch all this stuff, man. Couldn't watch it. I had a strict grandfather only reading. Yeah, well, I had to do that too. Nah, but he would let me watch TV though. But yeah, I remember sometimes, mom would come in there, unplug the TV or, unplug my game and stuff like that. Then I'd go back in my room. I go step out for a minute. Sometimes the TV would be gone or the whatever game station I had would be gone. I'd be like, what's going on? Nah, you got to come out in the dining room, and Sugar Mama, she'll have pencil and paper, and I would just have to sit there and write, man. Xena Warrior Priest, yeah, Walker Texas Rangers. Oh man, God rest his soul too. That dude died on there a while back, man. On Walker, Texas. I didn't really like Chuck Norris like that though. He was all right though, but I was always more into Bruce Lee. Ranger Trevette. Ranger Trevette. And Ted, let me find out you be watching the Golden Girls. Hey, there's some guys, man, that be sneaking. They sneak off, man, and they don't tell nobody they watching Golden Girls or something like that. They be watching Golden Girls and designing women on the sneak and stuff. Be up in there watching your Young and the Restless and stuff, man. Yeah. Look at you got a crush on Blanche. Look at her, man. You got them TV crowd to be up in there watching Three's Company and stuff. Three's Company, you might well. Three's Company was basically a PG-13 version of porn. That's what it was. That's what it was. We know you do, Sugar. Thank you for being a friend. Love and marriage. Love and marriage go together like a horse of carriage. I bet y'all don't know who sang that song. I do. I just want to see if y'all get it. And don't Google it. I'm giving y'all 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Frank Sinatra. Yeah, okay, all right. Yeah, I'll give it to you. But yeah, man, look, when it comes to 50 Cent, man, I gotta get real. And Sugar's gonna like this one. I gotta get real. There was a time when I actually believed 50 Cent. Because a lot of people don't know. They look at 50 Cent, like in Power, or they looked at him a wankster when he first got on the scene, Get Rich and Die Trying and all that stuff. I actually knew about 50 Cent when he wasn't really getting the credit that he was doing, because he was kind of like the mad rapper. Sugar knows what I'm talking about. The mad rapper he used to talk about everybody. Well, 50 Cent actually took his style. 50 Cent took the real gangster named 50 Cent. He took his name too. There was a really gangster dude named 50 Cent, and he actually took his name. Now, I'm pretty sure of course, he did his thing on the street or whatever. But 50 Cent has been tied to a lot of stuff, man. A lot of people question him about R.I.P. Big L. Okay. Sugar probably knows who I'm talking about. I don't know if you know who that is, Ted or whatever. But Big L was a famous rapper. He was ahead of his time, but he didn't get the credit that he deserved. Okay. Then, okay, you know who Big L is. Then, of course, with the whole Jam Master Jay stuff. Now, I know that they finally got the guys, and they finally sentenced those guys for the murder of Jam Master Jay. And I hated that happened to him. But there was at one point when he was being, questioned in that. And I'm not saying that he was involved in that stuff like that. But the reason why I'm mentioning this is because we gotta look at this, right? With the whole Ja Rule situation and stuff, I felt like Ja Rule was really unfairly judged. Now, I didn't see it back then that way, but he was unfairly judged, coming in and stuff like that, because then all of a sudden you had this perception of Ja Rule, of him being soft and stuff like that, when really, in all honesty, it wasn't even like that. Okay. We're not gonna slander his name. Most of us said. Well, the thing about 50, man, man, he has a jacket on him. Okay, unfortunately. All right, and we gotta also realize that, man, he was trolling a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? Always snickering, laughing at people. You know what I'm saying? Now, as far as snaking some people, I've heard story of him snaking people. Of course, you got the thing him endorsing Eminem. We all know Eminem is seen as a racist. You know what I'm saying, because of the stuff that he said about about our people. You know what I'm saying? He's also people want to talk about, all the Diddy stuff and stuff like that, but he's not perfect either, because I think his woman that was working for Danielle Perez or something like that. She had got caught up in a situation where she got caught with some bricks and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And that was on his watch. That was on 50's watch. Now, nevertheless, nothing was done and everything. But also, we also got to look at it like this too. All right, I'm not saying that 50 Cent did that sort of thing to Daphne Joy. I think that those were, in my opinion, I think that those are outrageous claims. You know, but 50 Cent can't be mad um, at what's going on, because you knew what you were getting yourself into by possibly dealing with this woman. You know what I'm saying? She was an OnlyFans model. And I know that doesn't. Everybody got a right to do anything they want to on OnlyFans. That's why it's a site dedicated. Like I said, once a black man is versus everybody want to speak on their past, you're acting like the main media. Nobody's perfect, and I guarantee you, out of everybody. Well, we could say the same thing about what he's doing to P Diddy. What I'm saying is okay. Let's we gotta let's let's leave all of our feelings, man, in the car, okay? Because I try to take I try to take my feelings and emotion out of this as it pertains to the actual character, right? Everybody's like doing a lot of finger pointing to Diddy in this direction and that direction and everything, but the guys that are snickering and laughing and hee hawing and stuff like that, hey, they have just a sketchy past. And we can't forget, you know what I'm saying? 50 has been hit up before, you know what I'm saying? Now, I don't wish that on anybody, but we also got to understand, what he was dealing with, what he was involved in. Is he a talented guy? Absolutely. Is he an intelligent guy? Yeah. You can't be not intelligent and hit that level of success. But at the same token, throw you can't you can't sit there and be uh, a demon, and then next thing you know, you're trying to also play the victim at the same token, when you also have stuff just as bad. 50 is far from worried about the allegation. Real gangsters walk in silence. Well, he hasn't walked in silence. He hasn't walked in silence. Matter of fact, he's actually been running his mouth. And all the street stuff and the gangster stuff and all that other stuff. When you get in the courtroom, and when you get in front of when you're in the legal system, all of that stuff is is going to go out of the window. You're you are Sean Combs and you are Curtis Jackson. Okay, they're not looking at you in any type of way. Just like with R. Kelly, you're Robert. Just like Snoop Dogg, you're Calvin. You know what I'm saying? They don't care, who necessarily you are. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing with some of these players, the same guys that have got the gavel banged against them. And I'm not saying that that's what 50 is about to embark on, because he's not going to be sitting in front of any type of judge or nothing like that. But what I'm saying is that if he was in that type of trouble and had to present stuff against it, in the court and present it in front of a jury and stuff like that, then we would be all that stuff goes out of the window. What's up with it, Alex? I see you in the building. We were just talking about Draymond, man. But look, I try to separate. That's what Charlton White was saying. I know a lot of people don't really agree with some of the stuff that Charlton White is saying, but what he's saying is that you have to separate the character from the individual. Now, I do maintain this. I do maintain that, him getting his son out of there, because that's all that matters right now, is getting the kid out of that situation. Okay. Now, with all the other stuff, the allegations, of course she's going to try to fight. She's going to try to fight and defend her name so that she could keep her son. But, at the same token, we can't sit up here, it's not all, Diddy, you know what I'm saying? It's even like with the whole TD Jakes situation. Those, whether we want to believe it or not, listen, Sugar, Ted, and Alex, check this out. Whether we like it or not, right? Whether we like it or not, has there been any arrests made? Right? Has there been any arrests made? No. Has there been any evidence that has been presented before a jury? Absolutely not. Okay. The best thing that you could probably say about this situation, in terms of even trying to have the slightest hint that something might be going on, is the fact that Diddy settled everything. But even then, Cassie didn't still have any evidence. Everything is he say, she say. Okay. And I know what you're about to say. I'm probably making your point, but at the same token, what I'm saying is when it comes to all the finger pointing and stuff like that, we got to sweep around our own front door before we sit up there and be like, oh yeah, well you this and you that and all this other stuff. That's all I'm saying about 50. It don't take, listen, it don't take anything away from either one of these guys being successful. But if you're doing dirt, it'll eventually come up. Well, I mean, look, all I'm telling you is it goes back to what we had talked about a long time ago. It it's like, you'll say, do I know them, or am I around them personally to know this stuff? Nah, it's the stuff that you know I'm telling you, it has been seen, and it's also been talked about. But a lot of people, they're gonna try to bring up stuff that went on when you sit there, and because they're looking at it as 50, trying to play the victim now and play hero and stuff like that. I don't look at it like that. Not when it comes to the child, but I'm looking at it like, okay, you got to realize what you were doing in terms of trolling and stuff like that. There's a lot of people. I might be able to handle that. You know what I'm saying? The trolling and the laughing, joking and stuff like that. But there's other guys that take it kind of serious. Stevie J, was he capping? Was he trolling? Yeah, of course he was. No, you're right, Ted. God don't like ugly, and God doesn't like evil. But unfortunately, evil is necessary. Okay, and let me explain that. It's like the yin and the yang. You gotta have evil in order to combat. You know what I'm saying? It's just like with, okay. Think about it. Somebody said to me one time, Ted, that crime is good, and I'm like, why the hell crime? Why the hell is crime good? What the hell? You know what I'm saying? It was a philosopher that said that. He taught, philosophy and all that. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, why the hell is crime good? He said, think about it. If there was no crime, there would be no police. There would be no jails for workers to work at. There would be no lawyers. There would be no judges. There would it probably wouldn't even have a legal system to where you could convict people and give them punishment. Those guys would be out of work. You know what I'm saying? And also when you include the ambulance, the hospital, stuff like that, in case it gets a little crazy. So we have to look at it from that perspective. So that's why I always say that, there is evil that's necessary. Do we want it? Of course not. We want to, everybody desires to have, well, not everybody, but, a lot of people desire to have this happy world where nothing goes wrong. But unfortunately, that's not the society that we live in. Man, Stevie J, man, I never been into him. Now, me and Sugar are on the same page when it comes to Stevie J. Now, I've definitely heard about a lot of stuff about. Man, Stevie J was wrong, and a lot of stuff that he did, man, and everybody was trying to make Jocelyn Hernandez look like she was the crazy one. It was really Stevie J that was the crazy one. I think Jocelyn Hernandez is a very talented woman. She knew what she wanted and stuff, and they try to make her look like she's the crazy one. But it's really the complete opposite. And Stevie J is a snake, man. Just like getting rich, you more of who you are. Money don't change. Nah, not at all. Not at all. That's facts, Ted. You know. But I like having these type of conversations on this channel. Y'all know me. I'm gonna have these conversations. Sugar been on me. She stood 10 toes down. And so if you, Ted, y'all stood 10 toes down with me, and everybody else has, to know that we are gonna dive into tough conversations. Um, like the guys that are in the LDBC, they want to have tough conversations. Unfortunately, they're trying to take our freedom of speech away, and condense us and limit us to what we say and what we do and stuff like that. That's why I'm really not going in like I want to. You know what I'm saying? Uh, but these conversations, they have to be had. Yeah, but nobody wants to do that. the type of talks that people want to have now, it has to benefit them in a way, and benefit them from just solely entertainment purposes. But me, I actually want people to learn something. When you get on here, I want people to actually learn something. Maybe you were learning something by coming by and pulling up. Maybe you're not. But I like to learn from others as well, because I don't know it all. That's why it's good to have a Sugar. It's good to have a Ted. It's good to have a Cyber TV, man. It's good to have a Ron. It's good to have everybody that shows up. You give people props, I guess, in red. But come on, man. She ain't nothing either. She's not even a good mother. But how do you know that, though? How do you know that? You don't know that. Uh, it goes back. We can't. They try to make it seem like, of course, they're gonna make everybody seem like she's the crazy one. If that's the case, then I can make the sole perception that Gabrielle Union is not a good mother, or we could say that D Wade's mom, D Wade's ex and his baby mom is not a good mother. You know, it's the same thing. What I've said about, okay, everybody thinks uh, Future is a deadbeat and all this other stuff. But what people don't even look at is Sierra's not okay. People want to sit up here and act like Sierra. Oh yeah, everything's honky dory, and you know she's all quiet and smooth and stuff like that, and smiles and stuff like that and everything. But those are really the people that you really gotta watch out for. But they always want to make the ones that do crazy and outlandish things. It's just like with Christiana. I had to sit back and think to myself, you know, yeah, Christiana, she's always in the headlines and stuff like that. She got going on. They making it seem like she crazy and stuff like that. But uh, we gotta look at Blueface too. He's just as bad. I mean, I give people props, Brown Sugar, but at the same time, I carve shit down the middle. Okay, so I'm gonna carve it down the middle, and like I said, um, if if it pisses some people off, you know what I'm saying. Like I said, man, y'all you gotta take those feelings, man, put it in the bag, and leave that in the trunk or in the car, wherever you at, because you know I don't really see Jocelyn. Jocelyn hasn't done nothing so extreme to where she's about to go do a life sentence or anything. And if she's doing coke, okay, pretty much a lot of the rappers that we talk about, they're on some sort of drugs. There's a lot of people that are high as a kite and stuff. You know what I'm saying? There's functioning alcoholics, there's functioning dope addicts, there's functioning um, guys. There's guys that smoke weed a lot. You know what I'm saying? Listen, weed and coke and crack or whatever your drug of choice is, what are you doing? You're trying to get dopamine. So they're trying to obtain a level of dopamine. You know what I'm saying? But they just happen to be functioning. And it goes back to what you were just saying earlier, in regards to 50 Cent, right? They're trying to tear down her. They're trying to tear down a woman of color, just like they're trying to tear down a um, a man of color. And really, like when it comes to like love and hip hop and stuff like that, they try to do that to everybody. I mean, if we're gonna go ahead and carve it down like that, who is Offset to tell a guy like Shannon Sharp how he should dress? You know what I'm saying? Do you know how successful that man is? Nobody told Liberace how to dress. God rest his soul, right? But people, they worship Liberace, even with his lifestyle that he chose, right? Samuel L. did a lot of drugs. Samuel L. had a real bad problem with drugs, but look at him now, and he's still been married to the same woman to this day. So like when we talk about checkers and chess, everybody got their fair share of checkered past and stuff, and some people are still going through stuff right now. Like like Elton John. But it's like if Sugar came to me and she was like, "I got a problem." You think I'm gonna go out and broadcast that to everybody? No, that's between me and her. Or if I tell Sugar, "Hey man, I'm dealing with this, I'm dealing with that," I'm gonna confide in her, not to say nothing or anything. There's a lot of people that tell me stuff all the time. Hey, I got this problem, I got that problem. Man, but I'm not gonna go out and be like, "Hey Ted, man, you know what I heard?" Da, 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 da. And that's how friendships get destroyed, because everybody tells each other's business. Next thing you know, it's out in the public. I'm not just talking about the media. We could talk about social media, but let's talk about like real life. If you're a part of a group or something like that, and Ted tells me something, and I go back and I tell Cypress, "Hey man, Ted, he got this going on, he got that going on." And then Cypress goes to Ted and be like, "Yeah, man, I heard you got this going on and stuff like that." Ted gonna look at me like, "What?" Ted probably cut the corner and be wanting to put a two-piece on me and a biscuit. Yeah, El DeBarge, man, nobody looks at the fact that what happened with the Troutman. Nobody talked about the Troutman with Zapp and Roger, that situation. Family killing family. Nobody talked about Marvin Gaye, that situation. Nobody talked about the envy that everybody had against Selena. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't just the manager, man. There was people around Selena that were jealous of Selena because of her success. The only one I felt like that would probably was trying to look out for her best interest was the father. That's about it. I didn't trust anybody with that situation. Yeah, Ray Charles. You know what I'm saying? Like we got to get real. We listen. Everybody sits here and act like these people, because they have money, all of the problems just go out of the window. Actually, when you have money, it makes it even worse because everybody's reaching, grabbing, trying to get something. That's why I know plenty of guys right now and that are rich. I'm not going to say to what level, but they choose to live the way that they live. And they might look like, man, dog, you still living in this, you still living in that. But I guarantee you, they still got the same job. Okay, probably going to retire. They don't have no expensive car and all that other stuff, but it gets them from point A to point B. And I guarantee you, if you fall on hard times, the person that you least expect will be like, "Hey, here you go, man. Here go 500 for you, man," and everything like that. But you'll be looking at that guy like, "Oh man, that guy's he a custodian, man. He ain't got no money." Or that, just like with the whole thing that JJ Reddy said, the cab driver, the electrician, what I'm saying, the plumber. But guess what? They got the money. Hey, see, they don't want to hear that, man. Some people don't want to hear that. They don't like these type of talks, Ted. They don't like these type of talks, man. Man, Bob Cousy would light JJ Redick ass up. I, the reason why I know that, let me tell you, Chad. The reason why I know, hold on. My fault, y'all. The reason why I know that Bob Cousy would light JJ Redick up is because I was looking at that movie Blue Chips. I was looking at Blue Chips, and of course that was in the '90s. But uh, Bob Cousy was shooting with Nick Nolte. The whole time he never missed a free throw. And he was like, and he was doing this in a suit and a tie, and he was like, that's the object of the game, was to put the ball in the hole. JJ Redick was an okay player. He was a good player. He was a great player when he was in college, but he was a solid player when he went to the NBA. But he didn't. Everybody wants to talk about living up to expectations and stuff like that. People thought that JJ Redick was going to be a lot better than what he was. Yeah, I love that movie. And this leads me to the next topic, though, Ted. Now, Kendrick Perkins, man, came out with a statement, man, and he basically said that the world right now, in terms of the world players, are pretty much dominating, okay, and we're just catching up. The U.S. is catching up. There's a lot of stuff that Kendrick Perkins he caps about, but in this one, he's not capping. Yeah, he was a good 76er. He was also a good Pelican too, man. But yeah, he was a good 76er. But yeah, you got to think about it, man. I know that the USA is getting ready to embark on the Olympics, the 2024 Olympics and stuff. But the world has caught up to us, and when they come over here, it's like child's play to them. Okay, the we are playing catch up because you got to think about it. Like I mentioned before, the guys that are MVPs, they're international. man. And listen, everybody, look at Jamal Murray, Canada. Look at SGA, Canada. Andrew Wiggins, to a certain extent, Canada. RJ Barry, yeah, Canada. These guys are Canadian. Yeah, I don't think Slovenia. I don't think Slovenia is that good. Luka is good on the team, but Slovenia, I don't think that they would be a tough task for the U.S. But you know what surprised me is Joel Embiid is he said he was going to play with the USA. We got to understand something. These guys have been playing. These guys have been playing in those Euro leagues. They've been playing in those leagues since they were like 13. Yeah, I know. But hey, you could say the same thing about Serge Ibaka. Serge Ibaka, he was, I think Serge Ibaka was Nigerian. I forget. I think he was Nigerian. He was Senegal. He was from the Senegal, I think. I don't know. But then he played with Spain. The same thing with Giannis. Giannis is Nigerian by blood, by ethnicity, but his nationality is Greece. But I don't think Joel, man, he needs to get healthy, man. He don't even need to worry. He shouldn't even be worried about playing in the Olympics. Joel Embiid needs like a good year, man. He need a good year of just not doing nothing, man. Yeah, it's more physical, man. They still have they have, they're going by the FIBA rules, a little bit different. Also, the defenses are quite different. Like you said about the physicality and stuff. So yeah, he's taking a risk by going out there. And I wouldn't want nothing to happen. That's even when it comes to practice, because these guys are going hard, man. These guys are going hard. They're not sitting up in there trying to. They going hard in practice, man. Like at these Olympic practices, man, they trying to go hard. Shorter 3-point line to Curry won't miss. Nah, not at all. And Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark has been. She got the invite to play for the Olympic team. But I don't care what nobody says, man. Juju Watkins, yeah, she got the invite. Look it up, man. I saw that yesterday. But to me, and Kaylin Clark is good. Don't get me wrong. Kaylin Clark is good. Angel Reese, I like what she's doing. I just think that right now, the best player in college basketball, bar none, is Juju Watkins, man. To me, she's the most complete player. Caitlin Clark, while she could shoot and all that other stuff, what can she do on the defensive end? She can't shut anybody down. She can't lock anybody up. On the other hand, Angel Reese can. She could lock some females up, but Angel Reese still needs to work a little bit on her offensive bag. When you look at Juju Watkins, she could shoot. She could shoot the mid-range. She could get you in the post, triple threat you, and take you. She's got moves in the paint. She's crafty around the rim. She's a great rebounder. She can handle the rock. She could stop on the dime, pull up, and on top of that, she's a great passer. And she's a leader at her young age, man. Who does that sound like, man? That sounds like the second coming of Cheryl Miller. You talking about Caitlin Clark? Yeah, Caitlin Clark. And look, I like Caitlin Clark, but she's gonna have to. She can handle the rock, but she's not. She's not. She don't have like no. Her moves are really basic. It's like another the girl version of JJ Redick. Now, will she be able to shoot at the next level? That remains to be seen, or whatever. And I'm wanting them to go ahead and usher in these females. You said Clark will have to be protected on defense in the WNBA. Yeah, yeah. But they will draft her. They will draft her, man. I mean, do I see a championship on her resume? Possibly so. Maybe not. You know what I'm saying? But see, she was doing all of this stuff. She got the record and everything this season and stuff like that. That's phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? And got the assist record. That's phenomenal and stuff. But is she going to lead Iowa to a national championship? You know what I'm saying? It's just like they talk all this. And listen, I love what Don Staley is doing. I like what she's doing. Yeah, Paige Buchers. Yeah, Paige Buchers go hard. I like her. I like what Don Staley is doing with South Carolina and everything. But let's just be real. They made all this noise last year, and guess what ended up happening? Angel Reese. They ran into LSU. And then Iowa ran into LSU. LSU is still the defending champs, man, whether we would like it or not. They started off slow. Angel Reese had not had a particularly good season, but now she coming on at the right time. Yeah, but you need that type of coach. She's old school. She reminds me, God rest her soul, of Pat Summitt. I remember Pat Summitt too. She reminded me of this lady in high school that used to coach the girls basketball team. Yeah, she's no nonsense. But see, that's what I'm saying. They could talk all this trash about LSU and the comparison with South Carolina and stuff, but anything can happen. This is a game. This is a tournament about parity, man. Yeah, I like her attitude. All her players love her. She has their back. Yeah, she's hard on them too. But yeah, man. I mean, this is man, and I'm liking the NCAA tournament with the men's because you've seen a lot of upsets, man. I mean, we got some of the major teams getting upset. I mean, okay, you saw UNC, they got upset. You understand what I'm saying? They got upset. Arizona, they got upset. You know what I'm saying? Kentucky, they got upset. Kansas got upset. And these are teams, you know what I'm saying, that you wouldn't expect to win. Alabama hadn't been nowhere since '04. They haven't been to the Elite Eight since 2004, man. Avery Johnson, yeah, absolutely, man. I like, well, what we have to do is you have to shoot the basketball. Yeah, Avery Johnson, man, you could tell after he finished coaching, man, he gonna go right to the church. After we get done playing basketball, we got Sunday service. Yeah, he gonna go right to the church. See, look, I said church, you know what I'm saying? Everybody, they strayed away on that, man. They don't run away. Look at everybody running now. Look at everybody running. Yeah, I know. And they was I remember Dennis Rodman was talking about that, man. Dennis Rodman was up in there talking about how they try to get him to go to church and all this other stuff. Dennis Rodman was like, no, y'all just do your thing. I'll do my thing. Dennis Rodman wasn't, you is not finna drag Dennis Rodman up in no church, man. Look, I got to talking about church. Everybody ran away. They're like, oh no. Y'all like y'all vampires or something. Golly. Like this vampire in Brooklyn or something. You know what I'm saying? I love that vampire book. He was like, God damn. They were like, yeah, because you keep falling asleep, bro. Talk about you back. You back again because you keep nodding out. That's what it is. You ain't doing nothing, nigga. We're falling asleep and shit. Yeah, he up in there. Yeah, yeah. You know, they ain't got no restrictions on that one, so you know they. Yeah, he had to go look at Daphne. He had to go look at Daphne real quick. They be like, man, they've been talking about Daphne a lot. Man, let me go look at her OnlyFans real quick. That's what Cypress be like on Vampire in Brooklyn. He was like, ass is good. Ass is good. You know that's what you're doing. You're either doing that or you shooting some dice. Lisa Ann, well, shoot, I hope not. I hope you got checked out. Shit, man. Hope you got checked out, man. Shit. Nah, but who you taking in the tournament, Cypress? I know Ted got H-Town. Hey, man, I'ma love that game tonight, man. And look, I don't want to. I'ma go as soon as the game is done. I don't want to hear y'all talking trash about Duke because, like I said, I'm choosing H-Town to win it all. I chose them, and they going against my squad tonight. I just know H-Town is something ridiculous, bro. H-Town is something ridiculous, bro. Especially that they guard play. Their guard play is nice, man. Yeah, Evil Ass is good. I know y'all don't like Duke, but yesterday, man, was the anniversary when we knocked off Kentucky, man, with Christian Laettner. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm with Duke, man. Hey, forget all them haters. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why a lot of people don't know this, man, there was really actually two reasons why I like Duke. Because of Krzyzewski, okay, Coach Krzyzewski, and Grant Hill. I just love the way I used to like the way Grant Hill used to play, man. Man, Grant Hill was phenomenal, bro. You know what I'm saying? Now, I never thought he was better than Penny, but oh yeah. That's right. You got UConn. I forgot. But see, that's what I wanted to tell you, Cypress. That's what I wanted to tell you, right? The problem for UConn, man, is going to be their penetration. Everybody keeps saying like they're pretty much a total complete package, but UConn is actually under the most pressure right now. Yeah, John Shire, man, he I really wanted to be honest with you, I wanted Shane Battier to have the position. I would like to either have Shane Battier. I wanted no, of course, Nolan, but you know what I'm saying? We know how that went. And then Jay Williams. Now, this is going to trip you out, all right? I know some people going to trip out when I say this. The only problem, I would like to have J.J. Redick, but the thing with JJ Redick is he's not. How can I don't think he's a player's coach. I think he's more he's intelligent. You know what I'm saying? So much that he's gonna be everything is gonna be X's and O's. It's not gonna be like let's say I was a coach and Cypress was a player and Ted was a player. They could just come in the office or whatever and start talking shit to me. You know what I'm saying? And start talking about strip clubs and talk about that sort of thing or whatever. But then when we get on the court, we all business. But when we get off, I could go hang with Cypress or I could go hang with Ted or whatever. I could come to their dorm room and be like, hey man, what's up, coach, man? Sit your ass down or something like that. That's the type of coach that you need. Not strictly, what are you doing in my office? What is it? Sit down. No. And that's the personality that you gotta have with those type of coaches, and I don't think Shire has that type of personality. Chris Duhan, Houston Q. Yeah, exactly. H Town is something ridiculous, bro. And listen, man, hey, H Town, man, hey, you know them players, they play with each other too, man. NBA players. Now they're not supposed to. But I've seen it done. I used to do it myself. You know what I'm saying? They'll have pro players work out with each other in the off season. I know a lot of them work out with like Jalen Green and a couple of the guys on the Houston Rockets team and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? H-Town is for real, man. Shane Battier, though. I would love to have Shane Battier. Shane Battier is a great coach. Hell, hey, look, listen. I know he probably wouldn't do no shit like this, and he probably wouldn't be up for the job. But Juwan Howard, because you know they let go of Juwan Howard, but I don't think Juwan Howard would accept it, man, because they couldn't stand Duke back in the day. You know that rivalry ran deep. They couldn't stand Duke. They hated Duke. You know, Michigan, man. You know, I ain't gonna lie, man. I was with the new Rebels that was busting in the door when they had UNLV, when they had Michigan Wolverines and all of that. You said Juwan more of an NBA coach, yeah, but Juwan Howard gotta prove that he could win at at the collegiate level, though. Man, listen, I know this might sound crazy. You got to prove that first you can win at the lower tier, like, at high school, grammar school, stuff like that. Then you move up to college. You got to be able to prove you can win in JUCO, stuff like that. And I'm talking about going far. I'm talking about at least having a championship on your resume, stuff like that. Then you got to be able to show that you could coach, you know what I'm saying, in college or whatever, at least lead them to, the championship, even if you lose or something like that. And then, you go to the NBA. Now, he does have 2 rings as an assistant and everything, but we're talking about him being the head honcho. Yeah, starter jackets went hard, yeah. Cyber don't know about no starter jackets. Yeah, Ted know about them starter jackets. Cyber, you had a San Antonio Spurs starter jacket, man? Yeah, you gotta be able to prove that you can win on all of the levels, man. Yeah, you ain't know, man. Yeah, we know you ain't know about no starter jackets, man. You probably was robbing folks for their starter jackets, though. That's what it was. Like, man, give me your jacket right now, fool. Nah, I used to have a Buffalo Bills jacket, man. I got clowned, man, but that jacket went hard, though. I got clown. I remember my mom bought me that jacket, man. I thought I was hot shit because I really couldn't afford anything like that. You know what I'm saying? So when I got a starter jacket for Christmas, that was the only thing that I got. Man, I thought I was balling. Yeah, man. Hey, man, I got clown because during that time, Ted, the Cowboys was always beating the Bills, and they used to have an acronym for the Bills. Boy, I love losing Super Bowls, and so that's all you would hear, man. I was getting into fights because of that, man. I was like, you know what, man, I ain't wearing this jacket no more, man. I remember I took the jacket off. Ted Disciples, man, I took the jacket off, man, and I just threw it, man. I threw it in my room one day, man. I was like, man, I'm not wearing it. My mom was like, "You better put that jacket on." uh, I was like, "Man, I'm not wearing it, man." She was like, "Why you don't want to wear it?" I was like, "Man, I would take it and I would just stuff it in my locker, man." When I was young, we had lockers and stuff. This was in middle school. I put it all in my locker, even with everything that I had in there. Oh, you had a Raiders. Oh, you had a Raiders jacket. Oh, okay. Raiders. I see back at that time, yeah, that's when they had, in the 90s, they ended up moving to Los Angeles. That was after they was in Oakland. Yeah. Packers starter jacket. Dang. Yeah, I don't know, man. I couldn't, unless you had, but see, like if you wore like a Packers starter jacket, you couldn't wear that with everything. Like if you wanted to wear some red shoes or something like that, or you wanted to wear a different color or something like that, man, you would have to have some black, or something like that. You know what I'm saying? That's why like you wearing a black starter jacket. Now I'll tell you what did go hard. They had the Blackhawks. Not the Blackhawks. It was the White Sox, but it was the White Sox. It was black. It was black and white. You know what I'm saying? The Chicago White Sox. I remember that. And then they had the Chicago Bears. I remember that one. Yeah, Ted, man, Ted, you addicted to them starter jackets, man. Hey, hey, bring them starter jackets back, man. Let's bring it back, man. Bring it back. Bring it back. All right, y'all. I'm finna go ahead, man. I'm gonna ride out. Got some things I gotta take care of. Yeah, yeah, they still around. Yeah, man. I remember that, and I would like to see the first down jackets come back, but that remains to be seen. But I'm finna go ahead, man. I'm gonna roll out. I appreciate y'all pulling up. Like the video, share it, subscribe, hit the notification too. Straight to the point, sports and entertainment, man. And I'll be getting at y'all later, man.